Have you ever wondered why cheating scandals like that viral CEO who got caught cozying up with his employee at a Coldplay concert spread like wildfire? That awkward moment we all wish didn't happen. Yet suddenly it's on every screen and feed. What? Is it about betrayal that magnetizes us and makes us question everything? Our trust, our morals, our inner shadows. Stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll discover how Carl Jung's shadow might be silently pulling the strings behind every lie, and we unpacking that hidden part. For selves is more revealing than any gossip. Here's what nobody tells you. Our obsession with cheating scandals isn't just about moral outrage. It's emotional archaeology. When we see Simeon's successful fall, why instinctively search for the hidden narrative? Maybe a piece of ourselves wouldn't want to admit. That's what Jung meant by the shadow, an unconscious force pulling at our desires, our guilt, our envy. And this CEO story is prime material to reopen that hidden vault. Keep watching because I'll break down exactly how Jungian psychology explains this urge and how you can use that insight to understand your own hidden motivations. According to Carl Jung, beneath the polished mask we present to the world lies a deep reservoir of unloved traits. Envy, greed, vulnerability, and lust. These aren't just negative, they're essential. But because we repress them, they often leak out in sneaky ways. In high-pressure worlds like tech, politics, or fame, our shadow might whisper, "Come on, just once. Let go. Break the rules." That whisper unchecked turns into a story where boundaries blur. And when it becomes public, like this Coldplay scandal, it's not just a news event. It's shadow theater in real time. We all secretly scan headlines and think, could that be me? When we gossip, we're not being shallow. We're meaning-making. We dissect why someone lied, cheated, and why they got caught. And in a weird way, we feel safer. We say silently, "At least I'm not them." But is that really true? What if the urge touch is actually an invitation to reflect on our own shadow parts? Think about it. We're drawn to stories of heroes and villains because those characters echo archetypes. Jung's timeless themes. The CEO is suddenly the fallen hero. We want to see how far they'll go and where it breaks. That's the incomplete loop. Someone on top teetering. That cliffhanger is the same thread we've seen in myths for thousands of years. Let's be honest. When we hear semi-initiated, our minds jump straight to lust, temptation, or power. But in Jungian psychology, cheating rarely starts in the bedroom. It begins in the mind. More specifically in the quiet places we don't want to look. Where the persona and the shadow wrestle for control. The persona is who we think we should be. The good partner, the driven CEO, the loyal friend. It's the identity we polish for the world. But the shadow, that's everything we repress, every desire we label bad, every impulse we hide to stay accepted. And when you bury these impulses for too long, they don't disappear. They look for a way out, often through deception. From a psychological standpoint, lying and cheating serve a dual purpose, escaping affirmation. We lie to escape judgment or consequence. But deeper than that, we lie because it lets us temporarily live another truth. What our shadow self has been aching to try on. Let's take Andy Byron as an example again. To the world, he's a responsible married executive. But what if unconsciously he's also deeply terrified of being ordinary? What if a hidden part of him craves risk, attention, chaos, something primal that doesn't get to exist in boardrooms? Carl Jung would say, when that part office is ignored, it doesn't go away, it wits. And when the mask slips at a Coldplay concert or a hotel room, it finally feels seen, and that is seductive. Here's where it gets even more complex. People don't always cheat because they want someone else. They cheat because they want to feel like someone else, someone younger, braver, freer. In that moment, the affair becomes less about the other person and more about the version of themselves they get to become. It's rarely conscious, but our shadow doesn't operate on logic. It's emotional, instinctual, and in a strange way. It's trying to heal to express a self we've vested down. Modern culture loves calling cheaters villains. But think about how raised people don't express anger, don't talk about sex, don't question monogamy. Be good, be liked, be safe. The result is a generation of emotionally fragmented adults living in inner conflict, punishing themselves for very feelings they were never taught to process. That pressure builds, and then one day it snaps. Jung called this shadow eruption. When the denied self breaks through the conscious self, often through self-sabotage. So when we ask why did they cheat, maybe the better question is what part of them felt unloved, unseen, unfelt. And here's the thing, it's not just about CEOs or celebrities. This is about all of us. Every human carries a shadow. And unless learn to meet it, we will project it. We'll lie to partners, cheat our dreams, sabotage our own peace. And now we'll explore how to actually work with your shadow, how to see it, listen to it, and stop letting it ruin your relationships, bend your back. You'll walk away with tools Jung would have wished you had decades ago. By now, you've probably realized this isn't just about cheating or lying. It's about all the ways we split ourselves in half. The part of you that says the right thing and the part of you that secretly resents having to. The part of you that smiles while quietly longing to scream. That tension, that's the shadow trying to be heard. Carl Jung believed that true healing happens when we stop pretending we're perfect and start integrating parts of ourselves we've labeled unworthy. The shadow isn't your enemy. It's just the part of you that got rejected, judged, or abandoned so many times it went into hiding. And when it stays hidden, it starts to sabotage. Not because it's bad, but because it's tired of being ignored. So how do you begin to meet your shadow without letting it destroy your life? Start by noticing emotional triggers. The moments where your reaction is bigger than the situation. That's usually your shadow speaking. Jealousy, anger, shame, obsession, projection. These are breadcrumbs. If you follow them, you'll find the part of yourself that's been quietly crying for your attention. Next, ask yourself, what am I avoiding feeling? What version of myself am I afraid of becoming? Who do I secretly envy or judge? And why? Because here rests the truth. The things we judge most harshly in others are often the traits we have disowned in ourselves. That coker you call selfish may be there, just setting boundaries you're too scared to ask for. That influencer you think is too much, maybe they're expressing confidence you're still hiding. Your judgments are maps to your unintegrated self. Shadow work isn't about becoming a saint. It's about becoming whole. That means holding space for contradictions. Yes, you can be kind and still feel rage. You can love someone and still crave freedom. You can be loyal and still struggle with temptation. Maturity means letting all parts of you have a seat at the table, not just the ones that get applause. Because when you don't acknowledge your shadow, it runs your life in the background. It leaks out through sarcasm, betrayal, emotional withdrawal, addictions, and endless distractions. It becomes a ghost haunting your relationships, your career, your peace. But when you face it, it becomes your teacher and eventually your ally. This isn't just psychology, it's soul work. Facing your shadow is one of the most spiritually curious things you can do, because it tasks you to step into radical honesty with yourself. And yes, it's uncomfortable, it brings up shame. But the discomfort is a doorway to truth, and the truth will set you free if you let it. And now we're going into the heart of relationships. Why we're drawn to certain people, why we hurt the ones love, and how our shadow silently accuses our partners, and sometimes, our betrayals. If you've ever wondered why you keep repeating patterns, why your relationships feel like déjà vu, this is where everything starts to make sense. If you've ever found yourself obsessively attracted to someone only to let her ask, What was I thinking? You ran it alone. Jung would say, you weren't just falling for them, you were falling for what they represented to your unconscious mind. That person may have a mirrored an archetype, the nurturing mother, the wounded rebel, the dangerous lover, the savior. Our inner world, especially the shadow, projects these roles onto people in our lives. We don't just choose lovers, we summon them. And often our shadow picks someone it believes will complete what we've repressed. So if you've denied your neediness, you may be drawn to someone emotionally distant. If you've buried your sensuality, you might fixate on someone who embodies it fully. The attraction feels magical, but really it's psychological magnetism. And it's sheer where the seeds of infidelity often get planted. Cheating doesn't always mean love is absent. Sometimes it's the shadow looking for what feels missing in you, not them. It's possible to deeply love your partner and still feel disconnected from parts of yourself that feel alive only in someone else's presence. That doesn't justify betrayal, but it does explain it. When we don't take responsibility for our inner world, unconscious takes the wheel. And that's when we make choices that hurt people we care about. This is why people often say after cheating, I don't know why I did it, because they really don't. The conscious mind wasn't driving. If you ever been in the same argument with different people, attracted to the toxic dynamic in a different body, that's the shadow's loop. Until you held the emotional wound behind your choices, abandonment, fear of not being enough, addiction to validation, you'll keep replaying the same drama in different relations.